Hey, it's Jon Wallach from 98.5 The Sports Hub. I work on the Toucher and Rich Morning Show here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. I kind of noticed a loss in hearing about 3 years ago. I'd be watching television and thinking it was kind of a normal volume, and then my wife would come in and say, "Oh my God, that's loud." And that's when I first kind of got the inkling that something was going on. First stop was to check out with my general internist. He examined me a couple of times and, couldn't really find any answers. And ultimately, I was referred to Mass General Hospital. Upon hearing what it was and what my options were after that, obviously, there's a panic that sets in. Am I going to be able to do my job? Am I going to be deaf in one ear? Or is my balance going to be messed up for the rest of my life? You're talking to a guy that still has all of his wisdom teeth in, never broke a bone, is never in the hospital for any surgery at all in his life, and all of a sudden has been told that he has a tumor in his right ear. It's really scary. I mean, it's an emotional period of time, not just for me, but for my wife and my family as well. I met with Dr. Barker first. He said to me, "Look, I've done about 800 of these. I've seen a lot of cases. I've seen tumors larger than yours, and I've seen tumors smaller than yours, but based on my extensive history of performing this surgery," he basically told me what I needed to expect and made me feel a lot more comfortable with the process. If I had radiation first and the tumor grew back, which was a possibility, although small, a possibility, it would be much harder to surgically take it out. Once it's surgically taken out, the chances are under 10% that it'll grow back. This kind of procedure is very, very rare. And when I got it done, I had all the knowledge that I could possibly get. The Mass General people answered all of my questions before I got on the table and had it completed. And I think that's all you can ask for. Waking up for the first time after surgery, and there's my wife on one side of the room, my mother-in-law's in the hallway. There are all sorts of people, streaming around me, yelling at me, "Can you feel this? Can you squeeze my finger, squeeze my hand, smile for me," which is part of the process because they want to make sure the facial nerves remain intact after the surgery. You're in the ICU for 48 hours. And they wake you every 2 hours and they make sure all the muscles are working properly and everything is okay. As soon as you're able, they have a physical therapist come in and they get you to walk up and down the hallway. You want to make sure your balance is okay. They make sure you're okay with that. And then in order to release you from the hospital, you have to climb a flight of stairs and go back down without falling down. So after the third day, I was able to do that. And then they sent me home. They even recommended hearing aids for me. I got the right kind of hearing aids. I have one hearing aid that takes all the input on the right ear, which is now deaf, and shoots it over to my left ear. And so all the input that comes from the right side is shot over to the left, so I can hear everything. And because of that, my hearing in my left ear is better too. They followed up with a lot of physical therapy appointments at a satellite office in Newton. I went once or twice a week for about 3 months. The woman I work with, Margarita, she was fantastic. I'm gonna have a follow-up MRI shortly to kind of get a baseline and then see, if the tumor grows back in a year and then a year after that. And if the tumor does grow back, again, the odds are low, but at least we'll have the baseline MRI and we'll compare it to the MRI in a year and then 2 years, and then we'll see if I need surgery or radiation. But what's next for me? And just live my life. And this has enabled me to continue to do so.